Hey there everyone, and welcome to another PCNet development update. This one's a little bit of a big one. Sort of, I guess. It's more of a UI one, of course, but there's some work on the gameplay that I'm doing. Now the past few weeks of the PCNet have been sort of slow, mostly because I kind of took things solo, and, well, mostly because I was stressed out with other stuff going on in my life, but everything's mostly in check, so I've had a little bit more energy and time to work on the game, and this is the result. So, without further ado, let's begin. It would help if I actually press Alt-P on Unreal instead of on OBS. There we go. So the first major thing in the game nowadays is the new menu. I'm gonna start this off right now by saying, first of all, the main menu is not finished. There's a lot of rough edges with it and a lot of missing features and missing elements. But for the most part, it is presentable. It is presentable and functional, so I'm happy with it for now. So this is sort of the start screen. It's sort of like an in-game lock screen kind of thing. If you use GNOME 3, you will kind of recognize that, well, GNOME 3 uses the GDM or GNOME Display Manager, and that has its own lock screen and login screen, of course, and the main menu in the PCNet is based on that. The GDM login screen and lock screen, and this is sort of the lock screen environment, and it acts, of course, as a start screen before you play the game. It tells you that the game is, well, developed by us, Big Phoenix Software, aka me, and it gives us a link to the website, and if we actually click this link, it actually opens up your browser to the website, which is really handy, I guess. And it says click or press any key to play. Well, of course, you can press any key or you can click. It's up to you. I'm gonna press a key. Okay, that's a bug. It was Unreal was focused on the button. That's a UI thing. With Unreal. These are some weird save file names. Yeah, this is great. The whole story behind this is I got bored. So what do we have? We have Michael, we have less bugs, damn it. Fuck. And then a heart sign. World end test. And then, vultures. So this is good. This is a good way to demo the save system now. The new one. So this is the new main menu, first of all. It's literally a login screen. It's GNOME 3. I could boot up Ubuntu and it would look absolutely identical, minus the art style. So up in the top corner we've got a power button which actually closes the game, and a lock button, which takes us back here. So it's sort of a go back to the main screen button. It's just there for decoration. And then there's a settings button, but I haven't implemented in-game settings yet, so it does nothing. In the middle, we've got a list of all our user accounts. They're actually save files, so these are completely different PCNets. And if we click, or at the bottom, there's a create new user button, which we will go into later. If you want to load an existing save, you just click on it. That takes you to the actual login screen. Where you would want, or where it's prompting you for a password, except the password is already implemented, or already inputted because this is a game. It's just there for decoration. Now, you can do one of three things. You can go back to the main screen, which takes you back to your users. You can start the game, or you can delete the save file, which is a new feature. If I delete the save file, we get a little "Are you sure?" screen, and this is a new feature. A new change. I have redesigned these little modal dialogues, or these "Are you sure?" dialogues. They're a little more neutral on the eyes. So I'm going to click yes and delete the save. I'm going to try to click yes. There we go. So I'm going to delete all these save files. As you can see, the menu is shrinking in size. Alright, all done. Now it's saying that we have no users, so we should probably create one. Now I know, Victor Tran, you're gonna be screaming in my comments. I know it. It is not realistic for a login screen in Linux to allow you to create a new user account. That's not how it works. But this is a game, and you need a way to create new users or new save files. This is it. All you need to do is enter a username or a player name. It will automatically generate a Unix username for you and a password. And of course, you don't need to know that password because it just fills it in for you for decoration. So all you need to do is enter a new name. I'm gonna go with Michael. If I can even type my name. Wow. And from here you can either cancel or create the account. So let's do that. Now we're actually in Peacegate. Would you imagine that loading time? That would be completely non-existent in Unreal in a shipping build, actually, because of how assets work and are loaded in. But anyway, this is another little dialogue. It's the actual tutorial. So we can actually start the tutorial. And I don't know if I've shown this off in a dev update, because I've recorded a ton of dev updates that I haven't uploaded because I wasn't satisfied with them. So I don't know what I've uploaded and what I haven't, but the tutorial has been redone. Well, it's the same objectives, that's going to change soon, but the actual UI is redone. Instead of it taking up the full screen, it actually sits in the bottom corner. The reason I chose that is because it allows you to completely ignore the tutorial and explore the OS if you really want to. But yeah, we can continue on. I've also fixed some of the animations so that clicking the button really fast doesn't screw up the animation. Unreal is nice, you can do that stuff, but Control T has of course been fixed in a previous dev update, so that's cool. But now it's going to ask us to type in help, which we can do. I love this new... That's not how you type help. I love this new terminal. As you see, that's working all fine. This is where a bug has been fixed in the tutorial. If you drag the window in previous builds, once you drag the window into the area that's highlighted on the screen, the tutorial would pop up and it would be full screen, and Unreal wouldn't tell the window that the mouse has let go of it, so it would still be following your mouse even though you're not actually dragging it. That's been fixed, so we can just leave the window there. And then now it's going to tell us to open up upgrades, which we can do. Peacegate menu has moved to the bottom. That's okay. That's not upgrades, that's file manager. That is a wonderful example of my eyes being my eyes. The upgrades, where is it? I missed it by a pixel. There's the upgrades UI. And of course, upgrades UI is now sort of usable. You can't enable any upgrades and you can't earn any experience points, but hopefully next week that is going to change. But we can actually read about upgrades, and eventually I'll have screenshots in when the UI is more refined and finalized. But for now, that's the upgrades UI and we don't really care about it. Whoa, I'm having trouble hitting the close button. That's great. I've moved the power button from the left to the right, and I've added a settings button. Of course, neither one of them do anything yet, but UI-wise, they're over there now. And I'm gonna make way for gameplay status on on the left side here at the top. So that's going to be where that space is used for. Right now it's empty because there's nothing going on in the game, but eventually that'll be where your stealth meter and your mission status and stuff like that is going to be. As far as file manager goes, I have fixed a lot of bugs with it. You'll notice that you now have a home directory with actual folders in it. There's no files in it, and there's no way to save or open the files yet, but the folders are there. That's the same in the terminal. That's a bug fix that everything's working. Of course, if it weren't a bug fix, things wouldn't be working. But basically, there was a bug in the game not long ago, and it was there since, I'd like to say, early July. It would have been when 0.3.0 started development and I started reworking the file system and the save file. Well, there was a bug in the game where home directories would be created, but because of how they were being created, their file or their directory IDs in the save file were getting corrupted by Unreal. Now, I had no idea where the bug was coming from. I had no idea if the folders were even there, but basically what I did was I had the game stop execution when you create a new save file, and then I basically walked through the entire thing, and I noticed that at one point I was grabbing a reference to a folder in the save file, and then adding to the list of folders in the player computer where I got that reference from. And what happens when you do that in Unreal is it sort of moves the array in memory, which invalidates references, and that corrupts things, and that's what was happening. So I was basically getting one step away from a memory access violation, and it was corrupting the save file in a way where the home directories wouldn't exist. But now that's been fixed, I no longer grab references in that part of the game. I just take things out of the save file, modify them, and then put them back in. That way there's no risk of corruption, and it works perfectly fine. I'm not sure about NPCs, but it works for the player, so we're cool. And it works for the root directory too, which also had the same bug. For a time, if you went into your main or your slash folder, the actual root of the file system, home and root would not show up, but now they do, and it's perfect. Awesome. With the new terminal, I have implemented piping, of course, but it's still a little buggy. But now that the home directory is here, we can actually... Oh, I'm supposed to be in Michael, not... Or not. There we go. I could have just did CD and then a tilde, but oh well. Redirection works. Hello world into redirect.txt. That works. Oops. Yep, that actually worked. Okay. Hello world. Piping sort of works. You can make the cow save command work. That works. The only time piping seems to fail is that. There might be an end of transmission going in, and I'm not sure what's going on with that. But anyway. What's next? The other thing that's sort of broken is if I try to echo something into cowsay and then write that out to a file, the actual speech bubble seems to be bugged out. It might have to do with batch and just how it works, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But for now, cowsay or piping is still a little broken, but for the most part, gets some of the panel done. As far as file manager goes, of course, we can open it from down here. There's our two files. If we double click them, we get them in the text editor, and the text editor is all fine. That's basically Nothing new there. Ice Dog Mail Viewer, as per player request, has been renamed to Ice Wolf Mail Viewer. Bit of a better name for it, but other than that, there's no changes with it. A new program has been added to the game called Network View. This is the temporary name of the program, and basically what this is a representation of the PeaceNet. Now, eventually, for now, all of the nodes are there, and there's nothing really to do with them. And the UI is very early, so there's still some like default Unreal textures going on here. But this was actually in the game a few months ago, and I ripped it out of the code because of the new save file and it wasn't compatible. But now everything seems to be working fine. Oh, I noticed some calling going on down there. That's cool. But yeah, the network view basically in older builds was basically sort of a way for you to see all the people you knew. It's going to be the same way whenever I'm done implementing it, but yeah, there will be a lot more things you can discover about a person. You're not going to know their name from the start, you're not going to know really anything about them, and you're going to gain that information as you play the game. Not only that, but computers will show in here, as well as people. So whether that be a mail server, or mail servers, vaults, so like basically banks and stuff like that. I'm not even sure what different types of computers I'm going to add to the game, but basically all different types of computers, including personal ones, will be displayed here, as well as companies when I add those to the game. But for now, there's only people. I've also dramatically lowered the maximum NPC count in the game to 10, as opposed to 1,000. The reason I did this is because I want to get a playable demo out. And a playable demo isn't really supposed to be the whole full-fledged game. It's just supposed to give you a taste of the game so that you sort of get enticed to follow development, and so I'm decreasing the amount of NPCs that generates so that later on I can increase the number and add more to the game and it won't be weird. And save files won't break. So yeah. Excuse me, I've had 3 cups of coffee today, and I'm still tired as hell. That's how much last week has beaten me as far as stress goes. But, yeah. That'll do it for the network view. Eventually this is going to be used a lot throughout gameplay, so get used to the UI. Well, don't get used to the UI because it might change, but you get the point. The last thing I want to show you guys is actually personalize. Personalization has same UI, everything's fine except for the no wallpaper preview. That's gotta be fixed. But changing a wallpaper is now faster and more reliable. It just works. And all the wallpapers are actually visible in your file system. So eventually I'm going to implement a picture viewer to the UI, and you'll be able to use that for different things, and including wallpapers. So that's cool. But now, a new feature that you can do is you can actually set no wallpaper, which is sort of like the solid color option in Windows, in that it literally shows a solid color. Now, a few months ago, some of you guys were talking in the Discord about wallpapers, and Zeta, I believe, suggested that we actually implement some sort of procedurally generated, I guess, wallpapers, sort of like how, oh, okay, there are 2 personalized UIs. Okay. Not really sure what to say about that. But anyway, Zeta was talking about how we should probably implement some sort of procedurally generated wallpapers, or animated ones, or something like that. Sort of like how Hacknet does it with its hexagon wallpaper, I guess, when there's no valid wallpaper selected. I'm thinking about it because Unreal can actually do that with its UI system. You can actually create animated materials and stuff, but I don't know how to work the material system, so if you guys have any ideas, I might take a LinkedIn learning course on it or something, I don't know. My headset is dying, that's great. That's really great. I love how my headset always starts to die in the middle of a video. But anyway, setting no wallpaper uses your user color as the background. Right now it's a solid color. Eventually I want to implement some sort of procedural generated wallpapers. I'm not sure though. But I'm gonna cycle through all the different user colors and we'll see how their associated wallpapers look. So this is Noir, I believe. This is Serenity. Wait, no, that's Sky. So Noir, Sky, Serenity, Peaceful, Blood, Slate, Caramel, and Fire. So they're pretty nice looking. Of course, who could forget the Hell wallpaper? That's still in the game. I find this looks best with the Slate the Slate user color because the Hell is really it's a dark UI, I guess, sort of, and the PeaceNet's mesh user interface doesn't really suit Victor Tran wallpapers, so yeah. Wow. Hard to believe this wallpaper's existed for years. Anyway, triangles. Except for this one quadrilateral in the smack dab center of the screen, and there's another one in the corner. Victor Tran, you can't geometry, can you? There's at least 3 quadrilaterals in this wallpaper, and Victor Tran calls it triangles. I find that hilarious. Anyway. Maybe the triangles are like overlap. I don't even know. I'm too tired to comprehend this. Alright. Okay. Let's count the amount. This is bugging me. Alright? We've got this orange quadrilateral. This is this is a sort of greenish gray to my eyes. Then there's a red one. Okay. Then there's a bright green one. And then an aqua-ish one. These are all quadrilaterals. There is one single triangle. Okay, there's 2. There's one way down in the corner here. So this one's a quadrilateral too. There's only this tiny little dark red ginger dwarf triangle, and then this pink one. What the hell, Victor Tran? Anyway, I'm changing my wallpaper because I'm getting a migraine from these colors, just because I'm blind. Anyway, a bug has been fixed in the UI with the new main menu, where exiting the game no longer causes a Visual Studio Code debug assert. I don't know why it was causing a Visual Studio Code debug assert previously. I think it has something to do with PeaceNet windows and how they render or how they're used in the main menu, and now they're not used in the main menu, so I have a feeling that bug is going to creep on back whenever I implement settings. But for now, let's just enjoy the fact that the game doesn't have that bug anymore, so development updates will be less crashy. Anyway, that will do it for this dev update. I'm going to be posting this to Library and YouTube, so both you guys will be able to see the video. Anyway, last thing I want to mention is that, of course, I've gone solo with the PeaceNet, and the goal is to get a playable demo by the end of the year, so December 31st, hopefully. I also want to... I really want to do this. I know it's not really the right place to do it, but I want to wish someone a happy birthday. It's not their birthday yet, but in a few days, on December 1st, it is their birthday. I don't know if they're gonna watch this video, but they are very, very busy right now. And they know who they are. I can imagine at least they know who they are. But I want to wish them a happy birthday because they are, well, how do I say this? They are freaking awesome. They are a really good friend of mine. I can't really say their name, at least I'm not comfortable with it, but I will give you a hint. Their name was featured earlier in the video when I was looking at the save select screen, and it was one of the ones I deleted. So you will know. But anyway, happy birthday. You're awesome. Hope things go really well. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. There's not really many announcements in the community right now. Everything seems to be pretty fine and uneventful, so that has been this PeaceNet development update. I'm not really sure how to outro this video. Anyway, I've been Michael, lead developer of the PeaceNet, currently only developer of the PeaceNet, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.